Donald Trump has finally been vindicated? No, probably not. I stumbled upon a Washington Examiner report the other day, and what it was basically saying was that because two top executives at the BBC resigned recently, they finally admitted that they had been lying about everything with regard to Trump's January 6th speech and his culpability with how that turned into a massive riot. But there's a lot more to this story. So let's get into it. Two top executives from the BBC resigned recently because it came out that they had okayed this edit that went into one of their documentary series on the January 6th. So they okay this edit, and I'm gonna play the edit really quickly.
Down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not gonna have a country anymore. We're gonna walk down to the Capitol, and we're gonna cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
The BBC did deceptively edit that documentary. That is absolutely true. What the Washington Examiner and other people are claiming is that this completely misled viewers, and this was an attempt to sway the election. Now, let's be very clear. Most people do not watch BBC documentaries. They are not hugely watched by an American population. So what you would have to prove in order to prove that this was trying to sway elections is that a significant number of American people watched this particular documentary. And you'd have to show evidence of that. And you can do that. Like this data is out there. So by not showing it, it's just saying it's an assumed attempt to mislead Americans. That's very shaky information. January 6th has been reported on continuously since it originally happened. So people already have their opinions. No documentary with a 6-second edit is really going to change that. Is this misleading? Yes, in a sense. BBC is misleading the intent of those separate sentences, but they are not altering the overall interpretation of what the speech was saying. Much like any news station or documentarian took a little bit of creative liberties with the way that they edited that clip. And no, I don't think this is a good practice, but I understand where it comes from, right? You have a 2-hour-long rambling speech from a strange octogenarian, and you have to condense it down to the people to exactly what the overarching message of the speech is, using only his word without overly biasing the information. So what you do is you take the information and you chop it down. Now, what they didn't do is they did not make it clear that this was a chop. We don't know what their motives are because they haven't come forth and said anything. And honestly, I don't think this is a resignation-worthy offense. It's just bad decisions from an editorial staff. The way that it's being presented by the Washington Examiner is as if this is a vindication of him as a whole, because they specifically present the information to say that actually what he really said was this, that, and the other, ignoring the whole 2-hour speech, and that the whole purpose of that speech was to go out and make this claim that the election was stolen and that everybody needs to do something to ensure that the American people get him back. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is that pay very, very close attention to the information that you're being presented. And at the end of the day, the real January 6th reporting is the friends you made along the way.